Want to find out how I turned a $7,500 investment into a staggering $20,000 within a month? Stick around, because I'm about to reveal exactly how it went down. Hi everyone, Skulls here. If you are new to the channel, or if you have been watching and haven't yet hit the subscribe button, now's the time. Don't miss out on how to have fun and make some money at the same time with One Piece card game. Just a month ago, I submitted some cards for BGS grading, including a pre-errata black label Nami for relabel due to a shipping scratch. It was my first time handling the submission process myself, especially with high value cards. The lineup included Zero Luffy, 2 Zero Shanks Japanese version, 2 Oda signed Anniversary Luffy Japanese version, Top 16 Championship Zoro Japanese version, OP02 Garp Leader, and OP04 Rebecca Leader Japanese version. Let's break down the changes in value from raw to graded. I'm keeping things super transparent here to give you a real idea of the potential gains and the actual costs involved in this hobby. I paid a total of $500 for grading and shipping, so I will deduct $60 from each card's profit to reflect the true return. First off is Zero Luffy. I was pretty worried about this card at first because the centering was imperfect. I am not an expert in grading, so I wasn't sure if the centering was a 9 or was it a 9.5, so I'm pretty glad that it turned out well. I bought the raw card at $2,400. The current estimated value of this card is around $5 grand, and the BGS 10 version of this card is estimated to be around $9 grand. So deducting 60, I'm still made around $6,500 from Zero Luffy. Next, we have the 2 Zero Shanks. I bought these cards sealed, opened them up, and found absolutely no issues with them, so I was actually hoping for a black label, but well, BGS 10 is still not bad at all, I guess. I have a feeling BGS is giving 9.5 for centering to control the population of black labels, since this is the most subjective category out of the 4. I bought both of this at $1,400. BGS 10 Zero Shanks costs around 1.8 grand right now, and so here the value of the two have increased by around 2 grand after deducting all the costs. Then we have 2 of my favorite Oda signed Anniversary Luffy Japanese version, which I bought at around $1,700. Again, happy that both of them scored 10. One of them got 9.5 at centering, as usual, and another one got 9.5 at age. These are pretty new cards, so I don't expect any changes in market value of the raw card. The BGS 10 version of signed Luffy currently is around $1,800, so 2 of this is going to be around 3.6 grand, which is an increase of around 1.8 grand. Next, we have Top 16 Championship Zoro Japanese version. Similar to Zero Luffy, I saw a small bump on the surface, so I did not expect this card to grade BGS 10. So I'm actually very happy with the outcome. I bought this card at a rather high price point at around 1.8 grand, and as mentioned in previous videos, some Japanese tournament cards are actually more expensive than their English counterparts, which in this case would be the Treasure Cup Zoro. Even though these Japanese cards are less desired and they're not so readable, they are extremely rare. The ratio of the English version Treasure Cup Zoro to Japanese version Championship Zoro is probably somewhere around 10 to 1. And the Japanese version quality is way better. That's why I had to get one for myself. According to eBay, BGS 10 of this card is currently running around 2.6 grand, so that's a good $700 profit, adjusting shipping and grading fees. Now, let's look at Garp Leader from OP02. Many don't know, but this Garp is a pre-errata version. As you all know, I possess a complete set of Black Label OP01 pre-errata leaders, so I wanted to get a Black Label version of this pre-errata Garp as well. But again, I cannot complain about the BGS 10. I acquired this card at around $50. The raw card right now is worth around $60, and due to lack of data, I will assume the BGS 10 price to be around $120. After factoring in the $60 for shipping and grading, I barely made a $10 profit. Although, I do hope that one day people will discover the pre-errata and this card might shoot up in value just like the OP01 pre-errata cards. Lastly, we have my OP04 favorite Rebecca Leader Japanese version. I simply graded this card because the quality of the card was fantastic, and from OP01 to OP04, this Rebecca is definitely my favorite waifu so far. I bought this card at $100. I estimate the BGS 10 version to be around $200, so taking into account grading and shipping fees, I probably make around $30. In overall, no black label. However, every single card submitted was a BGS 10, so that is still 100% accuracy. Thanks to this, the value of this submission went from $7,500 to close to $20,000, which is not bad at all for a hobby, isn't it? Let me make it clear here that while grading cards can be lucrative, it is not without risks. I personally recommend you to buy graded slabs outright instead of having them graded yourself, as it is usually cheaper that way. However, if you insist to grade a card yourself, I would suggest you to be very selective with the cards you're going to grade. I have sent only 8 cards for grading so far, which is a pretty low number compared to many others. I was being extremely picky with which cards to grade. I made sure I picked only the ones I was very confident with to minimize the cost and at the same time maximize my success rate and profit. And if you do plan to grade, I would suggest you to either grade the higher value ones or the ones you're absolutely sure is going to grade a 10. If you have noticed in a profit breakdown earlier, even at BGS 10, Garp and Rebecca almost made no profit at all because of the grading and the shipping costs, and the high value cards basically contributed most of the gains. You could argue that I should have sent the cheaper cards using the cheaper alternative, which is the base option. However, this is not the point. Firstly, I don't really want to wait for 4 months for my cards to get back, which carries a higher market risk. And more importantly, the higher value cards simply provide way higher value in comparison after graded. I have done a quick analysis based on data from BGS for One Piece card game 2023 submissions. You can see from here that on average, 10% of the cards grade 9 and below, 46% graded 9.5, 38% grade 10, and only 6% gets a black label. Using these probabilities, I have come up with a few scenarios below. Assuming that cards grade 9 or below has value dropped by 50%, grade 9.5 retains the same value, grade 10 gets around 2x, and black label gets 5x. We also assume $50 grading and shipping costs for every card. In the first scenario, we assume an ideal, no-cost environment. Here, it doesn't matter what value of cards you're submitting, you're always going to get the same ROI, return on investment. In the second scenario here, we are submitting 10 cards worth $50 each. Here, you can see that we are making a loss at negative 44% ROI, as the cost is as expensive as the card itself. You basically don't make any profit unless you grade a black label, which is a small 6% chance. In the third scenario, we submit 10 cards worth $200 each. You can see that the ROI went up significantly from negative 44% to 31% by submitting only higher value cards. And then in the fourth scenario, where we submit cards worth $1,000 each, the ROI jumps further to 51%. So in short, what you should get from this analysis is that grade high value cards to maximize your profit. Anyway, that's a wrap on my view on grading and how these 8 cards significantly increase in value through grading. Remember, while grading can be profitable, it requires careful considerations. Thank you for watching, and if you find my insights helpful, please click the subscribe button for more. Until next time, happy investing.